we're going to be having a look at McFarlane Toys, the Maxx. I figured with the upcoming Maxx figure that's being released along with the Tick and Scud the Disposable Assassin, I definitely want to pick up that figure. I've always been a huge fan of the Maxx. I figured to commemorate that, I would go back and do a review of one of the earlier Maxx figures. And so I figured I'd do the one from Todd McFarlane's McFarlane toy line. And if we have a look at the figure, actually before I touch base on the packaging, there was a variant that was released for this figure, and I'll bring it in right now. And as you can see, there really wasn't a difference between the two aside from the fact that the izzes were different. Now there was a third variant. The first variant, or the initial figure, had a white izz, and then the variant had the black izz. Same figure, they've just painted this one black, that's all. There was as well, I'll move these back here. There we go. There was as well a third variant of this Maxx figure that actually came with, I believe, 3 izzes. And it is quite expensive to find it on eBay. I got these for a pretty good price initially. And it's sad that the one with the 3 izzes for some reason is so expensive. I think it's like anywhere from $80 to $100 to pick it up. Really, the figures themselves, the actual Maxx figure, is exactly the same. I can't figure out why people would, pass on a single izz carded figure and instead pay 3 times as much to get the one with the 3 figures, or the 3 izzes. But there's the black variant, or the black izz variant. I'll move this guy out of the way and we will look at the initial Maxx. Now, of course, because this is McFarlane, I'll get into that as I open the figure, but the articulation is going to be very limited on this figure. If we have a look at the back of the packaging, we'll get a trip through time as we see some of the older initial figures from the earlier Spawn series. So we have Cygor, we have She-Spawn, Clown, the second Clown, well, Clown 2, the second figure, Shadowhawk, and we have Exoskeleton Spawn. Don't ask me what that's all about. And then we have some of the figures in the wave as well. Series 3, we have Wetworks. I initially had the Wetworks figures. I ended up selling them. I really wasn't all that interested. Series 2 and Series 1, I actually had both. And then there was Youngblood. Youngblood, really not much to say about that. Again, if you watched my video reviews of the Legend comic book hero figures, I was commenting on the boom, the 1990s boom of comics. A lot of these guys really fell into that loop. I mean, everybody and their uncle was releasing comics, and because of that, we got a lot of these, if you ask me, forgettable characters. I mean, not many people remember Wetworks, I don't think, but there we have packaging on, actually, you know what? There's a bit of a read-up, too. I'll read it for you as well. Though he thinks he is a typical superhero, Max is homeless and lives in a dumpster in New York, relying on handouts from Julia Winters, a social worker working out of her home. Max dreams of another reality where he's a hero in an imaginary land similar to the Australian outback. On his adventures in the outback real world, these characters encounter Mr. Gone, a caped figure who perpetuates crime on women with the help of small creatures called izzes. So there you have the packaging on Maxx. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this guy up. I know he's a little older, but I'm going to open him up and we will get a closer look at the figure, so stay tuned, guys. When I was in high school and I was on Friday nights, the nights that I didn't go out, I used to actually love staying home, and I looked forward to the... Now, we didn't have MTV in Canada, we had Much Music, but they had an MTV late night animation hour kind of thing, and there was both the Maxx and then there was Eon Flux. And I used to love watching those cartoons. I used to love looking forward to watching Maxx. Great cartoon, great animation. For those who haven't seen the Maxx, you need to check it out. I wouldn't say it's necessarily something for kids. It's a little more adult, and don't let the fact that it's a cartoon fool you. It is very mature. If we have a look at the figure though, absolutely love this figure. You know, it's not going to be what the upcoming Maxx is going to be, because I mean that one's tons of articulation and detailing and stuff. But I think for an early stage Maxx, this is a pretty good figure. A lot of nice detailing. I always like the black. Sam Keith did a great job. I always like the black with the yellow and great face. I mean, a very unique face. I don't think there's any comic book characters out there that look like the Maxx, which is really nice. And he does come with a headdress that you can put on. Let me get this on right here. I didn't get it on all the way, but I mean, you basically get the idea. So you can put the headdress on, and he can be Outback, the Outback Maxx, which is really neat. I might probably just leave it off, though. I like the Maxx the way he is. Like I said, I can't say enough good things about the Maxx. Really great cartoon, really great character. Mr. Gone was sinister. Awesome, though. He does also come with his white which as you can see is articulated at least in the arms. You can bend the arms any which way. And it'd be neat if you had a couple of these, you know, you could have Maxx fighting them. But I don't know if the current or the soon-to-be released Maxx is going to have several of these or if it's just going to come with one. But I will definitely pick that up. I'm so excited about getting the Maxx, the Tick, Scud the Disposable Assassin. I mean, really great. Lesser known comic characters, but definitely ones you'd want to pick up. No, I wasn't flipping you the bird. But articulation-wise, just touch base quickly. He has articulation in the arms. He has articulation in the head. Really loose articulation in the waist and articulation in the legs. Being that this is a really old figure, we're probably talking, what, 96? I think 96 when this was released. 95. But very primitive compared to the figures nowadays, but still has a likable charm to it. I would definitely say pick him up if you can find him. He probably isn't too much now. And let's look forward to that really cool Maxx on the way. I'll be doing a review of him when I pick him up. But that wraps up a toy spot on the original McFarlane line Maxx. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.